Feel. When musicians use the word feel, they're talking about a groove or some kind of rhythm that underlies the song that they are playing. This might be a Latin feel, it might be a jazz feel, it could be all different kinds of things, a stride feel. And so we want to be careful in the musical theater that if we're writing that that's what we'd like to hear, that the notation matches, that the rhythmic patterns allow the pianist and the vocalists to do the feel or to create the feel that the composer wants. And so it's really important to understand how to write with those feels and how to indicate that's what you'd like to have happen. Feel is about finding a groove, making sure that everybody gets into the groove or in the pocket and can really bring to life the rhythmic drive that you're considering. It usually draws on a specific genre and it settles into the precise rhythm for that genre. This is really important in the musical theater. Sometimes composers think, oh, I want to draw on this, and they don't quite get it right, and the musicians can't settle into it, and then you don't really achieve the goal that you want. Now, again, from my point of view, borrowing the rhythmic structure of the genre is quite appropriate because that's necessary no matter what the song is that you're doing. So it could be that person's song or someone else's song or your own song. If it's going to draw on that genre, it has to function within it. So in order to achieve that, research rhythmic writing examples. Take a look at how the genre that you're trying to draw on is notated so that it will be similar to what musicians expect to see when they play that genre. Some examples of how this might work, well, we could be specific. We could say we have a waltz feel, or be more specific and say it's a Viennese feel, which is different from an American waltz. So how do we draw on the waltz? Well, it depends on which waltz we're thinking of. Another example of feel is a march feel. That may be more consistent across the boards. Another example, slow blues, or maybe up-tempo jazz, or more contemporary feels, a funky feel. Now, what is a funky feel? Be sure that you define that as best you can and also notate it as such. This is an example where some composers might just say at the top of their score with a funky feel. But if the notation doesn't match, it doesn't allow for that to happen. Similarly, maybe you want to write in a hip-hop feel. That's all fine, but make sure the notation can allow that to happen. This kind of mismatch is particularly important if you're writing in feels that you're not as comfortable with. So it's important just to research them so that you understand the rhythmic pattern that you're drawing on. And that's just to be sure that musicians and performers see what they expect to see in order to create the feel that you'd like to have.